Marjorie Taylor Greene has appeared on conspiracy theorist Alex Jones' InfoWars, and she wants to make it known that she is not crazy. She says it bothers her to be treated like she's a crazy person. This is all starting to be beyond parody. Let's take a listen to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
And it just bothers me so much. They treat me as if I'm some kind of crazy person, or like I have three horns coming out of my head. But what they don't understand is they're the ones that are crazy.
Right. Everybody else is crazy. She's not. Everything she does is completely normal. And by the way, she says this with an InfoWars sign behind her, which is a choice to do that. And she seems unable to realize that Alex Jones is crazy. It's very similar to Mike Lindell claiming to have evidence that is going to put 300 million people behind bars and then saying everybody else is crazy because they don't realize the evidence is so obvious. At a certain point, a non-crazy person, and I get that I'm not literally using these terms. I'm not stigmatizing mental illness, but wacky. Maybe we use wacky or disconnected from reality. At a certain point, a person who's connected to reality would realize when you say you have evidence to imprison 300 million people for their role in the 2020 election, you would realize I'm the wacky one, right? And it's the exact same thing with Marjorie Taylor Greene, just completely disconnected from her own reality, that she's saying outrageous things that no serious, sane person could possibly believe. She also is continuing to say them even as she claims to be not crazy. At an event in Texas over the weekend, which we talked about earlier in the week, she says, AOC was a bartender, so she's not smart. Okay.
Where is that energy going to be created? Y'all, solar and wind. Don't you know? Come on, AOC's so much smarter than all of us. She was a bartender.
Right. Right.
You silly conservative Republicans, you probably have small businesses and things like that. Shame on you, independent people that know how to balance a checkbook.
Now, in all seriousness, people can be smart coming from all walks of life. I know people who have every type of job you could imagine, and they are smart people, okay? But is Marjorie Taylor Greene's background really anything to, number one, prove her intelligence, and number two, to put her in a position to make fun of other people's work backgrounds? Like, Marjorie Taylor Greene's dad gave her and her husband his general contracting company. Oh, okay. Wow. Well, so she ran a business. Well, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution investigated, and they determined she has had no significant presence at the company whatsoever. So she sort of didn't really run the company her dad gave her. She then started CrossFit training and ended up founding a CrossFit gym. And if we all wanted to play the game that she's playing, we could say, well, I'm sure Marjorie Taylor Greene is smart. I mean, she had a CrossFit gym, right? It's sort of like neither here nor there, but we can only be led to believe that Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks bartenders aren't intelligent, but CrossFit people are. Bartenders aren't qualified to be members of Congress, but CrossFit gym owners are. And in reality, what we need are measures like, can you think critically? Do your beliefs follow from the evidence? Do you have a normal level of empathy with which you can understand situations that other people are in? And then the last thing I'll say about this also is, they claim that they are about the working people. They are against the so-called elites. Now, half the time when they mean elites, they just mean Jews, and it's an anti-Semitic cover. Like when they say globalists, you guys understand that these are often coded words now. But if you're for the middle class, if you're for the working man and woman, then why would it be disqualifying that AOC was a bartender? And so, of course, their principle that they are for the little guy falls apart very quickly through their own elitism that is very clearly displayed in this way, even though Marjorie Taylor Greene has really nothing in her background that would make her feel like an elite by her own standards. And it's pathetic and it's disgusting. And we should remember their stated principles are abandoned as soon as they want to make a point against one of their political enemies.